I'm Mike Duckett, and I'm a coach, and we're going to be talking about goal setting and the importance of setting goals and how you set goals. Some people set goals in terms of, I must not fail. Their goal is not to fail. Successful people set themselves a goal in terms of, I will succeed, what I want to achieve. We're going to be talking to someone who demonstrates these mental skills in the context of a championship rally drive.
So is goal setting important?
Vital, really important. You know that. Would you dream of setting off in a car to just go for a drive somewhere you don't know where? No, you always have a destination in mind. So goals to me are simply knowing what you want that you haven't already got, something that in the future, a destination.
A destination, really important. If you remember, I was really clear about my goal. I was going to become the first woman in the world to ever drive a World Rally car. It was a Ford Focus World Rally car. It was Colin McRae's old car. It was a dream come true. It's like an off-road Formula One car. Nobody gets to drive these cars, and I was going to get the opportunity, so I couldn't screw up. And so we worked together at length to make sure that I got the outcome that I needed, desired, wished for, wanted.
Yeah.
So we did an awful lot of work, didn't we, on picturing all the performance I needed to put in, but also the end result.
What does it take? You know how to drive a car. You did it before. So you knew how to drive a car better than I did. I couldn't tell you any of that. What we were going to do the work on, and we did do, was getting the best out of yourself. Understanding it, helping you use your mental skills to the best, as well as your physical skills of driving the car.
You know, I do a lot of goal setting. I always have. It's something I just naturally do. But if I do it naturally and other people don't, is there any techniques you can offer to help them to do that?
You do it naturally. And because you do it naturally, until we started working together, you weren't aware of what you were doing. But you were doing at least three key things. One is your goals always are stated in the positive.
Why wouldn't they be?
You may say, why wouldn't they be? Because you're natural at it. But an awful lot of people would have goals that are actually to avoid something they don't want. Now, let's go back to when you were in the rally.
Yeah.
Think about, what was your goal when you came to me to talk about that rally?
It was very clear. I wanted to win, and I wanted to be on the bonnet with some trophies and some champagne sprayed and some photographers' flashes. It was very clear that was my goal.
It was clear and it was positive. You wanted to win. Other rally drivers I've spoken to, and a lot of people, particularly in business, will set themselves a goal which is actually away from a negative goal. It will be to avoid rolling the car, to avoid braking too late. In business, it might be to avoid being nervous around the boss. That's what I don't want to be nervous around the boss. That's my goal. That, to me, is a negative goal.
So you're focusing on something you don't want,
Yep.
which generally means that will come to you. So you've got to make it positive, something you do want.
They say you get what you think about. So if you
Yeah.
think about what you don't want, you'll get what you don't want. But you're very good at thinking about what you do want.
Yes, I don't think it's ever crossed my mind to set a goal of something I don't want.
No.
But people clearly do. So what's the second step?
The second step that you're, again, naturally good at, if you go back to thinking about when we were working on your rally performance, having set a goal positively to win a rally championship, you put that to the back of your mind. Mm-hmm. Because you realise quite naturally that you cannot be thinking about the winning or the losing of that championship, because it relies upon other drivers.
Other drivers, the performance of the car,
All that teamwork, exactly. You're not completely in control of it. So that is very much a result which you've put at the back of your mind, and then you naturally focused on, do you remember the work we did on elements of performance, like the way you brake, braking late, the way you change gear, I seem to remember that. Remember the other elements, all the elements of performance that made up your
all sorts of things. I worked really hard on breaking down everything I needed to do to get that goal, which meant sort of going to the gym and running and doing fitness stuff, but also imagining really clearly the perfect gear change, not lifting off, or that's probably a negative one, keeping my foot on the throttle, keeping my foot hard on the brakes when I needed to, but as late as possible. So I spent a lot of time, well, we both did, imagining what that would be like.
So the performance you were focusing on there and you're talking about now is all very positive. It's performance that you're completely in control of.
Yes.
You're driving the car and you're thinking about driving the car, not winning or losing. And during the course of a year, if a company, for example, sets themselves the goal of increasing turnover or increasing the number of sales, they need to then focus not on that throughout the year, but on their performance. What are they going to do that they're completely in control of that'll win them that new business, increase the turnover, which will come down to sales technique, the way they treat people over the phone, all those subtle elements of performance, like you and your rally.
This is also almost lots of little goals on the step to the big goal.
It is. And those little goals are made up of your performance. That's the important point. It's what you are doing in order to achieve that result goal.
Brilliant.
And equally.
And now the third step.
The third step is then to get really clear about it, to be mentally, and you already are, the way you are talking about it even now demonstrates that you're very, very clear about how you're going to know when you've achieved your goal. You can tell me, because you tell me, what was it, standing on the bonnet?
Yeah, in Wales, in the dark, at the end of the rally, I knew exactly where and how and everything.
Yeah. So that's the third point. Goal setting requires you to be really clear about it, to be asking yourself the questions, where will I be when I'm actually achieving my goal? With whom? Will anybody else be there? And what will I be doing exactly when I'm achieving my goal, and when? And in business, it's very easy to set goals that you never have a time limit on, or you're never clear about when or where it's or how it's going to happen. You're naturally good at that.
So in business, you'd have to be far more precise and give yourself numbers or dates in order to get that goal.
The clearer you are, the clearer you're giving an instruction to your brain. And the only thing you've got to work with in the end is your brain.
Of course. And all those things involve one thing, which again I do without thinking about it, which is visualising those things.
Indeed. You're doing it all the time,
Yeah.
You're envisaging, and that is a subject of another piece, how to visualise achieving your goal.